Hey everyone, you ready to get that bathroom done? Let's do it! We're in planning stages of a remodel of this bathroom that someone has started like 10 years ago and never finished. So we've torn this subfloor out to expose all the plumbing so we see what we can and cannot do. The plan is to get this changed to something more modern. The tankless toilet will go on this wall here, but in order to do the tankless here, we're gonna build a 6-inch 2x6 wall here. At this point, what I'm doing is going through the project as it unfolds, and I'm writing down everything that I need here. So I started with a 2x6 wall that's gonna be there. We get 8 sticks. The 3/4 OSB will cover this subfloor when we're done with plumbing. Couple of sheets of drywall, topping compound, and I'm onto plumbing. I need 3-inch ABS to connect my tankless to this existing drain. Couple 90 turns. I'm inclined to go with a long elbow so we don't have problems with drainage. So 2 long elbows to go into this existing water pipes. We're gonna use 1/2 inch to supply the toilet and the bidet. The bidet gets both cold and hot, and the toilet uses only cold. So we go into copper. 1/2 inch copper pipe. And I will only need just one of those 1/2 inch elbows, or 90-degree turns, and we just get one bag of that threaded fittings. And we're gonna need one for the toilet. So we're just gonna use Lowe's drive-through to get our lumber and supplies. Ready to get the wall built? Let me show you how you do it with this guy. Baby framer. A framing gun by Porter Cable. Had it for like, I don't know, probably 7-8-year-old tool. Still works like a brand new guy. Ready? Let's do it. Come on. So I've set my temporary 2x6 here with just one screw. Why? Because I gotta find out what these studs are gonna be and this angle here. Of course you can get a tool and measure the angle and do all kinds of stuff like this, but I don't really care what it is. I'm gonna find out it differently. I'm gonna put a scrap of wood here where the first stud's gonna go, line it up with this line here, put my level or another piece of scrap here's your angle. So I had everything pre-cut. We're just gonna lay it all like it's supposed to go, right? It's supposed to go like this. We're just gonna put it like that. I'll just lay them down so they don't fall. Alright. Another one. This guy is pretty loud, so I better use these guys. Alright. Let's add some nails here. Alright, pretty easy. Okay, we're just gonna start on this side. We're gonna line them up on the line and right here. We're gonna hold it here. We're gonna place a nail at the low part so it doesn't go into my finger. Bish. Now we just hold it in place, put another one. Damn. Alright. And of course, the stat goes on the X, right? This should line up with the edge here. Stick our finger in there, see where it is. Yep, right about there. There. One. Line it up, at the angle. Bam. Okay. Of course, you can see our line really good, so I gotta go low. Let's actually start on this with raises our top plate of the ground. One at the angle. Straight this out a little, like this, and one straight. Right there. Should we put it on X's? That's it. Now we're just gonna raise it in place. Voila. Closer, right? Big one. Alright, so here it is. I'm just gonna raise these legs a little bit so it doesn't sit too low to the ground. Up here. And let's go to somewhere maybe somewhere here or so. So I'm gonna lock one. Okay, locked one. Gotta put it where it goes, and it fits like a glove. Like a glove. Okay. You basically have this cutter here, and they come in different sizes. The small one for tight spaces, the bigger one you cut in the open. You basically open it up, put the pipe right between these two rollers and start clamping. Not too tight, go a couple revolutions and a little bit more. 2 revolutions, a little bit more. And about 8 to 10 times, 8-10 revolutions, it cuts it. Then what you do is you use one of those tools. You can use sandpaper or other tools. I like this one. It's basically inserted, couple back and forth, and it's ready. And then it has this for 1/2 inch and 3/4. 3/4 pipe, 1/2 inch pipe. Now you grab either type of connector, it's inserted in, do 3/4, and it's ready now. So you use this brush to get the flux. And you have to go inside every connection like this, so no empty space is get uncovered. And then you do this, just turn the pipe, and now you're basically ready for soldering. Give it a spool of this, unwind, and have it ready so it's comfortable. Now we're gonna point at the, most of the flame should be at this piece here, which is thicker, not on the pipe, a little bit on the pipe, but most of it on the connector, like this. And we basically wait for it to turn, to change color, right there. And we're gonna go zoom, one side and other side. That's it. That's all she wrote on this one. So we'll leave it in place, let it cool, and do everything else in time lapse. Okay, so now the fun part begins. I'm gonna do it real speed. I'm going to take the Teflon tape, and I'm going to begin by installing this into the toilet tank, tankless toilet. that we're doing here. I'm usually doing 5 revolutions.
I'm gonna put it in here. Hand tighten as much as I can. I'm just gonna use this guy. There. With the rest. Okay. Let's do a bit more.
So, just gonna do this last connection here. Make sure you don't miss any spots with the flux. Okay, let's do this. Yep. So first I'll just line them up, and I'll have to use this bushing here. That's why I made the hole bigger, so, or coupling, so that will fit in there. Okay. But for now, I just wanna see where we're gonna end up being, so I can cut this existing. Alright, so they actually have the line-up lines that you can use to eyeball and to do a pretty decent job. See, it has marks, lines, so you can align all that. Now I'm just looking for where I need to make this cut, and I need to make this cut about 1/4 inch from the edge. So I'm just gonna mark it so I see it, and we're gonna make a cut. Of course, I don't wanna cut through the ceiling. I don't want to go through the ceiling. Alright. Okay, so we're gonna shave it. So it's not as hard to put things in, right? So this guy will go here. Okay. Now, of course, we do want to run this one at some angle down to here, right? But this one is flexible. It moves. We've got to create the angle down. So what happens when I fully insert it? Where we end up? We're going to end up too high. Way too high. We're going to be somewhere here. So I'm sure you can get different parts of this. Do it differently, but this is what I got. So I'm going to end up cutting this as well. Because if I don't, then I end up here. And that's
that is lower than I want to be. So I'm just gonna take right here. I'm just gonna take really about 3/4 of an inch off.
Okay, now I really have to clean this because this is not gonna go in as easy. I've installed 2 of these. I know this pipe is a little bit bigger than the 3-inch. So I think the last time I've even ended up shaving it with a knife. Well, people at TOTO, your product is great. But this has got to be just a hair smaller. If I take a piece of 3-inch pipe and put them together, you can see that this is about 1/8 of an inch bigger. Can you see that? 1/8 of an inch bigger than it should be. So it needs to be forced in and modified. And hopefully when I do it, I can push it all the way down. So I'm gonna use these old gloves that I kept for the purpose of doing something like that. Very messy. We're gonna work with medium black ABS cement, which when it gets on your gloves, especially here, it's not gonna come out. So we're gonna do the inside first. Put it down. Do the outside pipe. I mean, you see what I'm doing, just going around. Then I'm gonna put a little bit more on the inside like this. Now I gotta go fast. Yes! See, I can't even turn it like a normal one. And I'm gonna hold it down for about 15 seconds. And I'm gonna look and see how I'm looking. So I want that bubble not to be level like this. I want it to be up like that. And that's very good. I'm gonna put it where it goes and tilt it, because at the end it's gonna be tilted all the way back. I'm gonna do 9 1/4, right? 9 1/4. These guys will allow 1.5 inches, a little bit under, 1 3/8 maybe. But I do 1.5 inches usually. So 9 1/4 plus 3, 12 1/4, and I take 1/4 off.
Against the pipe, I put my finger here to kind of lock them together and start slow and then accelerate. sure you don't put your finger here. Be very careful.
So I'm just gonna do it over all this crap here. Go on the inside first. Nice thick coat. Hold it like this and go half. Okay, so nothing gets uncovered. Everything is covered on all the sides. Okay. Do this guy real quick again. Turn it as you go in. Hold it with your finger like this. Now we're gonna go and do that. And I'm gonna do several times because I can't see. Now we're gonna go all the way. Do that guy again. Now I'm gonna push it up and I'm gonna turn it and I'm gonna put it where I want it. I'm gonna push up as hard as I can and clamp it here with my fingers for about 15-20 seconds. I did put a lot of that glue. So yes, we're good. And we can glue this together. So you gotta think about how you're gonna glue stuff. Right? This won't fit in like this, right? It won't. So we do this first. Do this first. Okay? And then we stick this in. And the fun part about it, you gotta do it fast. So I'm gonna show you how you do it. Never save on cement or contact glue or any glue whatsoever. You don't want to save glue, otherwise you're gonna end up wasting hours redoing. You don't want to do that. At the end of the job you still have some left in your can and it's gonna end up drying and you're gonna end up throwing it away anyway. So don't save. Buy more, use more. When you use a lot of that glue, it's easier to let it drip. I don't care. One in the first one and one good one in the second one. Ready? Like a glove. So here I just want to show you something. Of course I don't want to cut through the sawhorses like that, right? So I'm gonna adjust the height of this blade so it just barely goes through. If it goes 1/4 inch into this, I don't care, but if it cuts it halfway, that's not gonna be that good. Ready to cut?
Next one. Take off the desk.
So first, of course, I want to add some nails here. And yep, just like that. I'll put back my level. I'm gonna go up to it. Yep. It was. I'm gonna put 8 penny nails, and it's best if you use ring shank. Ring shank has rings on the nails, so they're not gonna pop with time. They're gonna be in pretty much the same as a screw. Not as good, but yeah. So now I do want to put a bunch of glue in here so it doesn't squeak, so it levels itself a little bit. Here I'm just checking my dry fit before I apply the glue. So now I'm gonna take it out. Put some glue in and nail it off. And before I do that, I do want to mark my floor joists, and I'm going to mark the center. So center line. So I know where they are without looking for them.
Hello.
Ready for this guy? Alright. Where am I gonna start? Where to start? What do I want to do first? Let's do the further corner. This one we're gonna do at the angle. Now see this line? It aligns with this, so I'm just gonna do nice. Alright, so before we enclose all that with drywall, we're gonna set our bolts. And I'm just gonna run them all the way. I can unscrew them later as I need it. But right now I don't want them to stick out. I think it's time for a new blade. What do you think? And we're gonna put these in. So this is where our holes need to be in drywall. Of course, you do want to make sure these go on the proper side, inside, outside. This particular toilet tank will mount on the inside holes, so do check that before. And this thing mounts just like this. And it's designed for the same reason. To cut our hole and to protect it against crap. Just like that. Did I tell you about these blades? They're new spider blades, German made. Cut on 3 sides, 1, 2, 3. This is the standard blade, just so you can compare. Just one side. So you cut this way, you have to pull it out, turn your tool. Did you see how fast I did this hole? That's I think it's like $8 or $10 for 5 blades, so it's a pretty good deal. Found it at Lowe's. Alright, so we're ready to put it where it needs to go. Alright, bingo. So I'm using this drywall screw gun. Like that. Ah! Ah! Oh, it's just paint. As you can tell, I just painted this whole thing. I didn't make a video of it because I don't like painting, and you probably know how to do it better than I do. So anyway, next step is appliances. Okay, so next up is this tankless toilet. So this thing goes like this. You need this silicone grease, any kind of other lubricant. Because this in here is all rubber rings. I have to apply it here, so it just slips in without giving you a hard time. So this thing goes over here. And we have to put it where it goes. This one goes here. Make sure it's fully seated. And it goes here. Okay. Now I have to score a line here. And here. Now I gotta take them off. And break my wall. Insert it here. And mark it over here. Insert it here and mark it flush with the wall. Okay. Now this distance between this and that is basically what needs to be cut off. So this is 4 3/4. So we're gonna cut off 4 7/8. And I'm gonna measure, of course, from here, 4 7/8. I'm gonna remove all these lines so I don't get confused. So this is 4 1/8 or so. We're gonna do 4 1/4. 4 1/4. This is what I need to cut off. Two and an eighth. Okay. Don't be shy or too self-confident not to look at the instructions, okay? Otherwise, you can miss a step. Because sometimes things need to be done in certain order. Okay? So you miss that single little step that you didn't think about. You put everything in place and then you find out that you didn't do something, so you have to redo things. Take them off, put them back. Alright. Okay. Make sure everything is seated properly. And close it too soon. I'm gonna apply some here. And right here. Okay. And a little bit right here. Just so it goes in without a fight, okay? Might as well just use what's left over. Okay, ready? You do it! Look a glove. Look a glove. Take my camera off so you can see. Okay. This goes here. Now we'll lift it up a little bit so it slips in there. I can't hold my camera. Sorry guys. I'll put it back. Need both hands. Why is it not going in? It's because of that thing, probably. So I'm assisting with my knee here. Okay. Now let's okay. Let's grab a wrench and a toilet seat and finish this thing. So I'm just gonna make sure it's level. Right there. Hey, look at that. I'm only maybe 1/8 inch off. Not bad.
tighten it, but I don't want to over tighten it, okay? Just force on. On one side. A little bit more. I'm gonna help it with my knee. Okay, now I can feel pressure building up. Let's move it. That's probably not good. Yeah? Okay. Now, taking the sharp blade, inserting it in kind of at the angle. I'm gonna cut this back. Interesting.
Turn my water on. This unlocks the cover. So they need to stick out 1/2 inch from the wall surface, about this much. So we're gonna measure from here. The wall surface is about 3/4. 1/2 inch and 3/4, that's 1 inch and 1/4. So I will snap them here. I'm gonna screw them in here until I reach 1/2 inch. This, we pop them off and remove. These slip right here. And this guy. One goes here. One goes right here. Let's see if I can adjust it, make it level. Put this back. There you go. You just slip it in and let it go. And then like this. Like this. You see it's leaking. We're just gonna release them and screw this thing a little bit further. Okay, now it's not leaking. See? Let's test it. Alright, we're ready to test, so The small one is number 1. This is the number 2. Basically it gives you an option. Gives you an option of saving water. The small one will drain 1/3 of a tank. The big one will do the whole tank. And we're just gonna watch for leaks. And remove this. Wait for the tank to fill up. And test the number 2.
It's much easier to do here in battle.
Pretty often. What it allows you to do is to create this very neat finish line. And so it looks pretty good to me. Job well done, people. Now you do it. See ya.